At this point, you should have made your predictions about the materials we are going to test with a flashlight. To test each material with a flashlight, you're going to shine the flashlight on one side of the material and look at the other side. You're going to record your observations in the observation chart. What happened to the light? Did all of the light go through the item? Did some of the light go through the item? Did none of the light go through the item? Was any of the light reflected? If none of the light went through the item, where did the light go? So we have our flashlight. You can see it clearly shining on the wall. We're going to first test plastic wrap. You can look, flashlight with a plastic wrap in front. Does all, some, or none of the light pass through? And again, you can also look at it from this angle. And all of the light passes through. If you didn't have plastic wrap, you could have tested a plastic bag, like a sandwich bag, but it needed to be clear. Again, from both angles, light clearly passes through this object. The next material we are testing is a tissue. Here's the light against the wall. And here is the tissue. You can see against the wall that some of the light goes through. This is all the light. This is the tissue in front of the light, and you can still see there's some light on the wall. Next was the cardboard. Again, here's our light. Here's our cardboard piece. You can clearly see that none of the light goes through this object. And again, if we're testing it like this, there's no light coming through. Next, we're testing the pencil. This is similar to our first experiment. There's no light going through the pencil, and that's why it creates a shadow. We have a cup of water, a glass cup. All of the light goes through the water. Now we have a paper cup. Again, if you shine it like this, it might be difficult to see really how it works, but if you put the flashlight through here, you can see not only here, but against the wall, how some of the light goes through. Not all, but some. If you didn't have a paper cup, you could use a paper plate. Again, you can see there's some light on the wall, and you can see that some light passing through. Not all, some. Now we're going to test our wax paper. Here's the light. You can see the light looks duller. That's because only some of the light passes through. Now we have a book. You can see none of the light passes through the book. You can't see the light on the other side of this book. Here's our light. Now we're testing our mirror. There is no light on the wall that is going into the mirror. Instead, it's bouncing right back at me. Again, you can see it this way. There's no light shining through the mirror. If you look at it this way, you can see how it's bouncing off and not going through. Next, we are testing our hand. Here's our light. Now, you have to put your hand, and it's not like this, it's more like this to really see. If you look in between my fingers, you can actually see that some of the light passes through my hand in that thinner section. If you do it down in the palm of your hand, it does not. But some will. Next, we're doing a piece of aluminum foil. Again, here's the light. You can see against the wall the light is blocked. And if you look at the piece of foil, what is happening to that light when it's blocked? Again, you can't see the light through the foil. But what do you see when the light hits the foil? And our last object we were testing was a notebook piece of paper. Here's our light against the wall. You can see how some of the light, not all, but some of the light goes through this object. Here, some of that light is passing through. How well did you do with your predictions? Make sure you've recorded your new observations in the chart, and I look forward to sharing your answers in our next lesson.